Yo, 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 what is up, my fallopian tubers? Cesario from the barrio, coming back at you with another video for your butt. Tell me that's not a badass Bo Jackson. Man, it's a sweet card. So, I decided to do a binder rummage. People who've been following my channel for a while have seen me gun through this, but I'm sure there's a few people that maybe haven't seen it, since Vince Coleman. That's a great thing about looking through like 80s and 90s cards. All the players, who a lot of them like Tony Pena, he's a little firecracker. Willie McGee, who were really good, who were all stars, in our time, but kind of get forgotten in the modern hobby now. A lot of big names, all these guys right here. But I was gonna go through this binder on he looks like he's wearing one of those big old hats that they sell now that all the people are wearing. This set right here itself kind of doesn't fit the narrative, but it's part of it. Kirby Puckett, George Bell, come on, dude, Tony Fernandez, all big names right here. Look at that, Wade Boggs. All right, but this set right here in itself, this classic, is 100 cards, so this was the biggest set. Now, this binder, I thought when I bought this was going to be like 20 binders. You might be asking yourself how. Well, I saw this ad in the newspaper, and this guy said he was selling, I forgot how many sets it is. Just say we're going to put a number on it, like 20 sets. And they were all complete, so it would say classic, whatever, 89, complete set. Flair, 90, this, complete set. So there's card 100 right there. The John Franco, the father of Wander Franco. All right, so this is another set right here. Now, I think this set right here, this leaf set, is 20 cards. So it will have a binder of 9. No. Shoot, what is it? All right, we'll figure it out right now. Okay, so this is the end right here. And it's 24 cards. So that set is 24. So now you might get how I got, so this is another leaf set right here. Pretty sweet. Todd Van Poppel. It's supposed to be the next Nolan Ryan. Reggie Sanders was good. So then you can see like this set right here. That's a badass. I mean, in Little League and high school, I remember that pose when you got a power hitter where you're lying sideways to be ready to run back or run forward on the line drive, or back if the guy has power is going to hit it over your head. So these are... So what happened is, this is before, I was too keen into where the hobby was going. So what is this set right here is 20. This set has 26 cards, right? So, like this one is a leaf. What is it, 94 or whatever it is? And it would say leaf 94 complete set. And I was just like, whoa, for real. But look at these, man. Sweet Ken Griffey Jr. Look at that Barry Bonds right there. All sweet cards. These are all insert sets. So I didn't know that. You know what I mean? So like this is a whole set right here. This is the end of the set. It has something like 17 cards or something. I mean, 16 or 15 cards in the set. 16. Great gloves, Ivan Rodriguez. Then this leaf right here, 93. Yeah, nothing but great names. Tony Gwynn, Cal Ripken Jr., Eddie and Murray. So sweet card. Roger Clemens, Kirby Puckett. So yeah, so when I went to his house to go pick up the sets, I was thinking, man, I'm gonna, because he had one of them was in binders. There was one set that he did have in binders. So I got this Frank Thomas, the Big Hurt insert set. So these are all insert sets. So in my head, being a set collector, I was thinking all these sets were going to be, 700, 800, cards in the set. So he had a list of like 20 sets, and I called him and I talked to him. I called him on the phone because it was just from the newspaper, and he leaves his phone number. Now this is a trip because these are inserts, but you could actually be so lucky and open a pack, a hot pack that had all 6 of these, which was supposed to be very rare. So I remember I seen Zombie open one and he got one. Then I don't remember if it was Nate or somebody else opened one. And then I actually opened the pack that had these 6 cards in it. It was kind of a trip because I remember hearing how rare that was. And then like all of a sudden like 3 people that bought those packs got them. You know. But check it out. Then you got like these waves or like wave of the future. So these are all like rookies. You know, when the 90s boom was happening, they started making all these insert sets with just rookies, but like none of these guys panned out, so it became a sucky set. You know, but there's this one at least got Mike Piazza and Manny Ramirez in it. You got Tim Salmon, you know, so there was a couple of good ones in this year. And for a lot of people that don't know, most Dodger fans do not like Piazza because he threw shade. He talked crap about Vince Scully when he left. You know, I think most people took Vince Scully's side. Check it out, Chan Ho Park. You guys never seen his tornado kick that he did during the game? You got to check that out. It's probably on YouTube. Ryan Klesko, but sweet card, Ron Mondesi. Wonder if he's still in jail. But man, so these are all cool, man. All cool inserts, but yeah, man, I thought I was gonna go. I was in my head thinking like, man, I gotta buy like 20 binders. You know, each binder is $10, and then the pages were like another $6. This was back then. I know the prices have changed, so it was almost $20 basically for each binder with the pages. And so I was like, oh man, that's gonna be so much money. And then so when I finally did get there, look at these are all outfield power. So Kirby Puckett, you got all the big names. You got Ken Griffey Jr. right there. Juan Gon, Lenny Dykstra. There's Barry Bonds. So yeah, man. Well, I mean, so these are all cool sets, man. Check out, you got like the home run. But yeah, I was expecting a. So when I got there, he gets out, he opens up his trunk, and he hands me a box. And it had like a couple of boxes, and all these sets were just a couple of boxes. Chili Davis. Fred McGriff, Hall of Famer. Look at Jack Clark telling you you're a square. Making a square with those bats. Darryl Strawberry, Tower of Power. That's that pose, man. I used to draw that a lot. So yeah, he comes out with this box, and it only has like a couple of boxes inside of it. And so I open them up, and I say, are the rest in the front? And he's all like, no, that's all of them. Dude, and I'm scratching my head. Now, Diamond Kings, man, they're cool, man, but they just never been my thing. I don't know. But these are a couple of Diamond King sets. Look at Harold Baines, Hall of Famer. Dwight Gooden could have been. Hal Morris. We got Mark Langston. Randy Johnson. All right. Fred McGriff, Hall of Famer. And there you go with Dick Perez. The checklist. Check out these ones right here. So yeah, so as you can see, these are all small sets. Look at that Ken Griffey. This is a sweet set, Juan Gon. So most of these only have stars. You know what I mean? Gary Sheffield, JT Snow. So like that's it. It's a set of 10. So a bunch of these are sets of 10. Some are less. Look at this inserts. Right? Look at that. Stan Musial, Mickey Mantle, Carl Yastrzemski. Look at that one. Musial, Mantle, and yes. So yeah, man, these are all little. That one's only a set of 5. You know what I mean? That one is a set of 4. So these are all tiny sets. Harmon Killebrew, Jerry Finkins. Check them out, man. So yeah, so that's my story, Vida Blue. I just actually bought a relic card of Vida Blue. It's kind of been tickling my fancy. Is Bobby Bonds right there. Is relic cards of old players, like retired players. Well, there you go, Robin Roberts. We got Billy D. Williams, Ted Williams, Reggie Jackson. Steve Avery. So these are future heroes. Pretty sweet. You got Frank Thomas right there. That's a badass picture of Wade Boggs right there. Look at that. Hell yeah. Look at Barry Bonds. So some of these, man, still getting paid, man. Have sweet, sweet pictures. Look at that Ricky Henderson right there. You know. Look at that. Hey, hey. So sweet. Got Roger Clemens. Eric Davis, who was a big deal in my days. Look at that. King. Tell me that's not badass. This is such a sweet card. Because I see the Bat Boys doing this all the time. It's rare that I see players do it on their own. But if you've ever done this before, or you ever played baseball and taped your own bat, that's not easy to get that perfect. That's skills. That's some skills right there, Essa. All right, you got Hojo, Wally Joyner, Don Madden. Like I said, these are all big names, dude. But yeah, like a lot of these sets are only 9 or 10 or, 6. So yeah, the checklist that he gave me of all the complete sets that he had didn't include like how many cards were in the sets. So I went over there, man, expecting to load up my car. So when he told me like, yeah, that's it, I just kind of like took his word for it and gave him the money, which wasn't that much. I know it was like, I don't remember how much it was, but it wasn't that much money for all he said. So that's why I thought I was getting like this deal of the century. And I probably still did. So look at that. Derek Bell. Yeah. I want to take a drink, guys. So these are scouting reports. Eric Karros right there. So, like I said, some of these were in the boom days of the 90s. So there's a lot of rookie sets. And that's why, like, right now, I know how everybody... That's a sweet Jim Thome, though. A lot of people, like, love pulling rookies. And to me, it's like, I want proven players because I remember these days where you pull all these rookies... And so you get 100 rookie cards and 2 of them pan out. You know what I mean? It always feels like all of them are going to pan out. Wade Boggs, Barry Bonds. Because they're all good. They all were good in high school. They all were good in college. They all were good in the minor leagues. That doesn't always transfer to the major leagues, though, unfortunately. Or else it'd be easy to scout these players. Fred McGriff. Look at that. Nothing but big names. The sweet Puckett right there. Like, hey, where'd my bat go? Jeff Bagwell. All right. Juan Gon, Chris Hose. There's some holes in this house. There's some holes in this house. There's some holes. So, like I have my Ken Griffey Jr. say PC box. That box doesn't have most of these sets. Most of these cards. Robert Ventura, Nolan Ryan fighter. And check these out. I love these. From Upper Deck then and now. All right, so you see this? It has like the younger them in the color picture, but in the holograms, it has like the old them, which is super cool. Like then and now. So that's Reggie Jackson back then, and that's him now in 1993. You see? So it shows like them right now. But it has a hologram of them when they were younger. I think this is just so badass. So I mean, look, the color pictures them, when they were young, and then it has a hologram of them now. So that's Mickey Mantle in 93. Wearing an Upper Deck jersey. And Willie Mays, same thing. Look at that. Willie Mays now and then. Tell me that's not badass, dude. That's such a sick set. All right, man, I got to take a drink. I'm going to put my camera right here. Team 2000. Let me see if I can lower this so you can look at that for a while. All right. So, Team 2000. Let me tell you about the year 2000. If you guys aren't old enough to have gone through year 2000, the millennial year. So, in 2000, I was working for the city of Bell Gardens. Marquise Grissom used to buy that for me. And so, 1999, New Year's Eve, I was working. I was working for the city of Bell Gardens, and so I had to work because everybody was mandatory. Because there was an people really believe that it might be the end of the world. And I'm not kidding. A lot of people thought it was going to be the end of the world as soon as 2000 hit. So we all had to work. It was mandatory for all the city workers to work. And dude, we were prepared for the worst. We're prepared for all the lights to go out. We have 100%, like all the lights go out. Computers were supposed to start blowing up. All the city lights were supposed to go off. All the street signs, I don't know in Spanish, the semáforos. But, the red, yellow, and green lights were expected to stop working. So, at exactly midnight, when the year 2000 struck, all those city workers, we were underneath bridges with all the cops, fire department, nurses, doctors. We were all under the bridges and waiting for all the bullet shots to stop. Because everybody was firing their guns into the air, so we had to wait till because it was like a war zone at exactly midnight in the year 2000. Tall Van Poppel right there. Reggie Sanders. So yeah, that's my year 2000 story. And so I got to drive this big, huge truck that had the lift where the little boom, so you could fix the lights. It had a big boom, and I wasn't the only one, but there were so many trucks and only so many people with the license. And so when I was in the service, I used to have a license to drive a 2-ton, a deuce, like a 3-axle truck. So I qualified to drive the big truck, and I was on one of those big giant trucks loaded with barricades and stuff for emergencies. Check out this Roger Clemens career highlights, complete set. You can see there's a couple more in the back, and then it runs out. But yeah, so anyways, nothing happened, so it was boring. Everybody was just driving around for a good while. Man, I got on the freeway with that big ass truck and redlined it, man. I drove it as fast as I could on the freeway, like to go back to the place where I started. I mean, it only went like 85, but when you're driving 85, you're like a 10-ton monster. It's powerful. Alright, but check out these right here, the P&G by Score. McGuire, Roberto Alomar, Cal Ripken. Sweet cards, man. Look at that junior. Jose Canseco, Kevin Brown. Once he got off the roids, man, he just sucked ass. Benito Santiago, man, this dude. When I remember when I was in the majors in Little League, and I tried to do that in high school, catch and throw off your knees, because he could throw people out from his knees. Like, it was like the first time I ever really seen that. Like, he wouldn't get up. He would be on his knees and just throw the ball and throw people out at second. It was pretty amazing, man. Fred McGriff, Ryan Sandberg, Barry Bonds, The Wizard, Terry Pendleton. Man, so these are all just sweet, sweet sets. Oh, and here's the last one. The Ziploc set. Alright. Nice vintage players right here. So that's it, guys. So yeah, oh no, 2 more. We got Yogi Berra and Hank Aaron in the bag. So yeah, that's the story about the sets in this binder. I went there thinking I was going to come back with like 20, 25 sets, like binders worth. And no, everything fit into this one binder. Love the hobby, people. Just keep collecting baseball cards forever, that's it. Ciao!